today's event. Thank you to the Woodman Band for their excellent renditions of from the United States Air Forces in Europe for those renditions of the German and American national anthems. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it is my honor to introduce our distinguished guests. Our guest speaker for today's ceremony, the 603rd Air Operations Center Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Roger Thornton. The Commandant of the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Chief Master Sergeant Tamar Dennis. The Vice Commander, 86th Airlift Wing, Colonel Brandon Highland. The Command Chief, 86th Airlift Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Aaron Bennett. The Commander, 435th Air Ground Operations Wing, Colonel Andra Kani. The Command Chief, 435th Air Ground Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Samuel Simmons. Commander, 521st Air Mobility Operations Wing, Colonel Thomas Cooper. The Command Chief, Master Sergeant, 521st Air Mobility Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Mark Redden. We want to recognize all directors, commanders, Chief Master Sergeants, First Sergeants, supervisors, mentors, and friends of our graduates who have extended their support throughout this course. Thank you for being a part of today's ceremony. We also want to pay a special recognition to those individuals whose support cannot truly be measured, our graduates' families. They have sacrificed for mission requirements, TDY commitments, deployments, and PCS moves. These are sacrifices not uncommon to those who are a part of the Air Force family. Their families' contributions have advanced these NCOs to arrive at this point in their career. Will the spouses, significant others, and family members of our graduates please stand and be recognized. This afternoon, we celebrate the successful completion of the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's intermediate leadership experience from our 136 non-commissioned officers, to include 2 international students from Bulgaria and Estonia. The ILE course is designed to develop adaptable NCOs for current and future leadership and management challenges in order to think and act critically in complex and ambiguous environments, such as the ones we face every day. Today's graduates, with a class average of 10.6 years time in service, represent an elite group of junior NCOs from across USAFE Africa. They led the charge and completed their distance learning course and have now capstoned their junior enlisted education with the completion of ILE. Our students devoted themselves to 198 academic hours, which focused on 192 competencies and 38 leadership behaviors. They have successfully completed 25 academic days, 7 graded written assignments, and 2 graded briefings. Each student received 360-degree feedback daily from peers and instructors. The feedback provoked individual self-reflection and ultimately drove a change in their behavior. This graduation ceremony is a proud part of our profession of arms. It is a time to recognize how our enlisted leaders challenge, train, mentor, and guide the future of our great Air Force, our airmen. There were many discussions and displays of leadership throughout the 25 academic days. A select few NCOs are distinguished by the ropes they are wearing. These ropes represent Class 17-4 student leadership. These students led their peers throughout their entire experience. Our class leader is wearing a red rope, and our 12 flight leaders are identified by their yellow ropes. The black ropes represent the key players for our reveille and retreat ceremonies held throughout the class. Students of Class 17-4, congratulations. You have risen to the challenges placed in front of you and have succeeded. This ceremony, the reason we're all here today, is to salute you. We sincerely hope that this intermediate and leadership experience will always be one that will be remembered. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon. Chief Master Sergeant Roger C. Thornton is the Superintendent of the 603rd Air Operations Center, Ramstein Air Base, Germany. He is the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Joint Combined organization comprised of 53 Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marine occupational specialty codes. He advises the commander on matters influencing health, welfare, and morale and effective utilization of 5 O6-led divisions and 1 air communications squadron. They are comprised of 485 officers enlisted and civilian personnel with a combat-ready Combined Air and Space Operations Center. The center supports the United States European Command and United States Africa Command and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization at the operational and tactical levels, directing forces engaged in humanitarian, contingency, and wartime operations in 104 countries. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Chief Master Sergeant Robert Thornton.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to, it's an honor to be here to celebrate this milestone for our graduates, 133. But first, I'd like to say, General Zadalis.
I tried to sneak in.
It's all right, I was going to say hi anyway. Chief Dennis, Colonel Hyman, Chief Bennett, Colonel Panee, Chief Simmons,
Say AMC guy.
AMC guy. I'm sorry, sir.
No worries. Come over and visit the job.
Thank you all for being here. Also, commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, family members, teammates. For the family members, it is important. It's why we recognize you. We have family members all the way from Alabama. It was a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet the class. So congratulations. I know you guys are kind of glad this is, your final step in the ILE process. And many of you, as we talked about today, you'll get to know what this is all about. You'll get to employ some of the skills that you picked up that you didn't quite understand. I got a mission brief from the staff that kind of opened my eyes a little bit about maybe there's a little bit more I should do on the front end to prepare you and give you expectations of what you should be looking to come out of the school with. And I wanted to concentrate some of my words on what do you want to take with you. I asked you that this morning. That's the important piece. So as you think back on the events of the class, concentrate on what are you taking to your unit. But first, it's kind of a bittersweet occasion. Yes, I'm honored to celebrate this milestone with you, but it is going to be Chief Dennis's last Kisling NCOA Academy graduation. She's a consummate professional. So we met at the CLC when we both were promoted to Chief Master Sergeant. I believe I sat with her and I followed her to Korea, and I followed her here. She thinks I'm stalking, but I swear. But she's a professional, and I'm glad to call her sister. She doesn't run a clown show, and the fruits of your effort and your enthusiasm, it's contagious. The bad thing about going to lunch with Tammy Dennis is the parade of people who want to shake her hand and talk, so that tells me something about the impression you've left. So I'd like everybody to give a round of applause. So graduates, this is a key stage in your careers. You're turning a corner. You're going from being our tactical experts at the tactical level. We're asking you to think about those ambiguous situations. And you've heard that word a lot, and I think it's appropriate. I was talking today and saying, usually most of the things in my day are ambiguous or complicated. I'm just hoping that they're not both, all right, at the same time. Like I told many of you, I'm a Kisling alumni. So many years ago, I won't date myself, but I was sitting in those seats as well, thinking, let me get this over with, all right? But I will tell you, things changed. I looked at things a little bit differently. I benefited from the persons sitting next to me, to my left and right, the networking, the peer bonding that took place, and all the many phone calls I made afterwards, work-related, to seek and see their perspective. A lot of things, perspective is what I gained from other people. It's not just what I think in a vacuum. For example, if I was to draw a 6, from my point of view, right here on the carpet, most of you there would see a 9. So you have to kind of think in those terms. When I arrived here, I was kind of looking at things from a technical expert point of view, and that was relying on all the things that I was trained to do. Here, you're getting professional military education. The difference being, this education will prepare you for things that you probably have not yet seen. And there are some things that, I wish there was this Chief's handbook to say, problem A, go to page 4, and here's the solution. It doesn't usually work that way. Since my graduation, it's been a while, but the goals of professional military education at your level have not changed. They just quantified it a little bit better to the challenges we face today. So we want to create critical thinkers who can act in complex and ambiguous environments. I think that states it pretty well. That's been the life of a senior NCO. Some of the tools were somewhat obvious. So we did self-improvement through peer feedback, instructor feedback, human performance, looked over that. But then there were some other parts of the course that were focused on the adaptive leader, leadership involvement, improvement, a lot of things that added to you in the leadership laboratory. So I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to see some of those interactions. On purpose, they didn't give you a lot of guidance, but they expected you to figure it out. Because that's what makes our Air Force great. We have NCOs and senior NCOs that can figure it out. They can take commander's guidance and they can turn it into something tangible. There were some intangibles. I talked about relationships, perspective. Those are some things that I learned not just to focus on what I think. Because I tell people all the time at the AOC, there's a lot of genius ideas floating around in my office. But sometimes when they make contact with somebody else's facts and perspective, I tell them to please forget I said a word. Disregard everything after hello. Right? So it happens. We're teaching you how to think. Byproducts came from the conversations you might have had. So I asked about our maintainers. Maintainers, security forces, I think I picked up a lot from their perspective. They operate in different environments than I do. And I was able to think, they have a good point. There were some things I did not think about at that point. Now, don't assume that you have all the answers. Like we said, complex, ambiguous. There won't be a straightforward answer all the time. Right? You'll have to make concessions on either side. It's part of being a leader. This is not training. We can't tell you step by step how to do each of these things. Some of these things you're going to have to critically think your way through. That's why this is education and not training. You're adaptable leaders. We think you're up to it. That's why you were sent. Your leadership made an investment. The Air Force made an investment in you. Think strategically. Now your job is going to be beyond this week and next week. As an operational leader, think strategically. You need to think how your bosses think. So that's one thing I gained when I graduated from the Kisling NCOA Academy. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees that everything will be a perfect fit, but we're relying on you kind of to make the adjustment and use your best judgment. I always say if it's not immoral, illegal, or unethical, we go ahead. If it makes the mission better, but remember, there are people relying on you both above and below you to make the mission happen, but we need people to do that. So I'll conclude with saying, I think you're ready, my money's on you, and once again, congratulations.
Chief Thornton, thank you for those inspirational words and encouragement. Chief Dennis, would you please join Chief Thornton on stage to present the awards? Throughout the Air Force and enlisted professional military education, it is a tradition to recognize excellence in performance. We do this through our awards program. Families and friends, please feel free to come forward and take photographs. Our first presentation is the Commandant's Award. This award recognizes the student who has displayed outstanding leadership within the classroom. exhibited exceptional military bearing and highly effective interpersonal skills. 14 students were selected by their peers and instructors to be considered for the Commandant's Award. Chief Dennis interviewed all the nominees and made the final selection. Nominees, as I announce your name, please stand and remain standing until all of the nominees are announced. Audience, please hold your applause until the names of all 14 nominees are announced. The nominees are, from Eagle Flight, Technical Sergeant Anthony Fagaldi; from Spirit Flight, Technical Sergeant Callum Cronin; from Thunderbolt, Technical Sergeant Christopher Talbot; from Raptor, Technical Sergeant Ryan Tafoya; from Hercules, Technical Sergeant Rajab Kigembe; from Atlas, Technical Sergeant Haven Ashe; from Hayhawk, Technical Sergeant Robert Landon; from Spartan, Technical Sergeant Matthias Gerbesi; from Thunderbolt, Technical Sergeant Spencer Wallace; from Thunderbolt, Technical Sergeant Sean Shoemaker; from Hayhawk, Technical Sergeant Benjamin Patton; from Predator, Technical Sergeant Brett Walker; from Eagle, Technical Sergeant Ryan Friend; and from Falcon Flight, Technical Sergeant Gerardo Sagun. All of our nominees are truly outstanding leaders and deserving of this recognition. Nominees, you may be seated. The Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's Commandant Award winner is, from Spirit Flight, Technical Sergeant Callum Cronin. Sergeant Cronin is a member of the 86th Security Forces Squadron, Ramstein. The next award is the Academic Achievement Award. It is awarded to the student who has shown excellence as a scholar by achieving the highest combined scores on all the summative evaluations. The Academic Achievement Award winner is, from Spirit Flight, Technical Sergeant Wesley Rogers. Sergeant Rogers is a member of the 31st Fighter Wing, Aviana. Our next award presentations are the Distinguished Graduate Awards. These awards highlight excellence as both a leader and a scholar. It represents the top 10% of the class, and 13 students have earned this exceptional distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished graduates are, from Spirit Flight, Technical Sergeant Callum Cronin. Sergeant Cronin is a member of the 86th Security Forces Squadron, Ramstein. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Christopher Talbot. Sergeant Talbot is a member of the 606th Air Control Squadron, Aviana. From Hercules Flight, Technical Sergeant Rajab Kigembe. Sergeant Kigembe is a member of the 1st Communication Maintenance Squadron, Capone. From Hayhawk Flight, Technical Sergeant Robert Landon. Sergeant Landon is a member of the 52nd Operations Support Squadron, Spangali. From Raptor Flight, Technical Sergeant Brian Tafoya. Sergeant Tafoya is a member of the 100th Civil Engineering Squadron, Mildenhall. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Sean Shoemaker. Sergeant Shoemaker is a member of the 66th Military Intelligence Brigade, Wiesbaden. From Hayhawk Flight, Technical Sergeant Audrey Chavez. is a member of the 426th Air Base Squadron Staben. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Spencer Wallace. Sergeant Wallace is a member of the 435th Security Forces Squadron Ramstein. From Eagle Flight, Technical Sergeant Ryan Friend. Sergeant Friend was a member of the 65th Security Forces Squadron Lajas. From Atlas Flight, Technical Sergeant Haven Ashe. Sergeant Ashe is a member of the 86th Operations Support Squadron, Ramstein.
Who's ready to fight? Yes!
From Spartan Flight, Technical Sergeant Matthias Gervasi. Sergeant Gervasi is a member of the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Ramstein. From Spirit Flight, Technical Sergeant Kenneth Taylor. Sergeant Taylor is a member of the 7th Reconnaissance Squadron, Sigonella. From Hercules Flight, Technical Sergeant George Father. Sergeant Father is a member of the United States Air Forces in Europe Band, Ramstein. Receiving recognition as the top leader and scholar from any group in today's Air Force is a true honor. We will now recognize the student who has reached the pinnacle of performance by awarding the John L. Levitow Honor Graduate Award. The John L. Levitow Award is the highest recognition attainable at any level of enlisted professional military education. The recipient of this award clearly excelled in the areas of academics, dress and appearance, interpersonal skills, military bearing, and overall leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's John L. Levitow Honor Graduate Award winner is, from Eagle Flight, Technical Sergeant Anthony Fagali. Sergeant Fagaldi is a member of the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein.
Proud to be AFC!
Thank you, Chief Thornton and Chief Dennis. Now it is time to capstone Class 17-4's intermediate leadership experience and honor our enlisted heritage by presenting our students with their well-earned graduation diplomas. Audience, please feel free to applause as the graduates make their way across the stage. Students, prepare for graduation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Buning, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Reaper Flight, beginning with the flight leader. From the 1st Air and Space Communications Operations Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Ryan Underwood. From the 606th Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Matthew Adams. From the 703rd Munitions Support Squadron, Boquel, Technical Sergeant Osvaldo Alvarez. From the 52nd Civil Engineer Squadron, Spengali, Technical Sergeant Catherine Benoit. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Daniel Draper. From the 48th Operations Support Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Justin Goldie. 402nd Intelligence Squadron, Darmstadt, Technical Sergeant Thomas Johnson. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Group, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Paul Martinez. From the 52nd Logistics Readiness Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Patrick Fias. From the Personnel Department, Amari, Estonia, Vanambebel Mario Vitana. From the 52nd Communications Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Austin Shepard.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Jeremy Ford, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Falcon Flight. Beginning with the flight leader from the 48th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Asia Hill. From the 52nd Operations Support Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Sean Brown. From the 31st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Dominic Colsey. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Rainstein, Technical Sergeant Thomas Gentry. From the United States Air Forces Europe, Air Forces Africa, Rainstein, Technical Sergeant Robert Barnes. From the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Communications and Information Agency, Runsum, Technical Sergeant Miguel Hurtado. From the 721st Aerial Corps Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Megan Johnson. From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Joshua Tulak. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Andrew Wright. From the 48th Medical Operations Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Jerry Seguin. Lastly, from the 100th Operations Support Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Brian Sweeney.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Johnson, and it is with great pride and honor I present to you the graduates from Predator Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the 496th Air Base Squadron, Maroon, Technical Sergeant Jeffrey Robinson. From the 52nd Maintenance Operations Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Christopher Dennis. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Michael DePue. From the Joint Intelligence Operations Center, Europe Analytics Center, Molesworth, Technical Sergeant Kyle Dutcher. From European Command J58 Stuttgart, Technical Sergeant Thomas Ehrlicher. From the 748th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Michael Hughes. From the 100th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Monica Luna. From the 48th Munitions Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Shavar Paul. From the 31st Operations Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant William Button. From the 31st Security Forces Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Albert Rion. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Brett Walker. And from the 703rd Mission Squadron, Locale, Technical Sergeant Annika Waters.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Hobbs, and it's my honor to introduce to you the graduates from Atlas Flight. Beginning with my flight leader from the 786 Civil Engineering Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Ricardo Orto. From the 48th Security Forces Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Eric Haber. From the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Castle Alexander. From the 52nd Logistics Readiness Squadron, Spain Valley, Technical Sergeant David Alvin. From the 731st Munitions Squadron, Camp Darby, Technical Sergeant Dwayne Asbell. From the 86th Operations Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Aiden Asher. From the 31st Maintenance Group, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Corey Christian. The Special Operations Command, Africa, Stuttgart, Technical Sergeant Gloria Humphrey. From the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Rhoda, Technical Sergeant Nicholas Turner. And finally, from the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Brett Zenzel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Ramsey, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Spartan Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the 48th Component Maintenance Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Timothy Bloss. From the 31st Fighter Wing, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Luke Klein. From the 422nd Communications Squadron, Proughton, Technical Sergeant Derek DeArmond. From the 606th Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Raymond Della Cazada. From Naval Air Base 36940, Chaika Varna, Starship Sergeant Listo Gurdon. 402nd Intelligence Squadron, Darmstadt, Technical Sergeant Paul Simonson. From the 31st Communications Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Nicholas Swigart. From the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Matthias Terbesi. And finally, from the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Tracy Valdez.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Cook, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates of Spirit Flight, the Honor Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the 704th Munitions Support Squadron, Getty, Technical Sergeant Alex Unsworth. From the 86th Security Forces Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Caitlin Cronin. From the 86th Medical Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Franklin Dover. From the 95th Reconnaissance Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Ron Escoto. From the 31st Force Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Ronaldo Martinez III. From the 86th Operations Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Sean Myers. From the 31st Operations Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Marie Oler. From the 31st Fighter Wing, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Wesley Rogers. From the 748th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Lincoln Heath, Technical Sergeant Sean Sheffield. From the 86th Medical Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Timothy Simons. From the 52nd Force Support Squadron's McDonald, Technical Sergeant Eliana Soto. And finally, from the 7th Reconnaissance Squadron, Sigonella, Technical Sergeant Kenneth Taylor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Haldeman, and it is with my honor to present to you the graduates from Raptor Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the Detachment 11, Air Force Element Communication and Information Agency, Naples, Technical Sergeant Brett Merchant. From the Holy Logistics Readiness Squadron, Lincoln Heath, Technical Sergeant Dimitri Bernstein. From Detachment 3, Air Force Element Communication Information Agency, SHAPE, Technical Sergeant Craig Gardner. From the 31st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Brian Johnston. From the 100th Communications Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Gloria Jolly. From the 704th Munitions Support Squadron, Getty, Technical Sergeant Jordan Layton. From From the 31st Security Forces Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Richard Morris, Jr. From the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Daniel Overson. From the 100th Maintenance Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Leia Osario. From the 31st Munitions Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Scott Stanton. From the 100th Civil Engineer Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Brian Tafoya. From the 52nd Fighter Wing Public Affairs, Bengalem, Technical Sergeant Chad Warren.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Moran, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Eagle Flight, beginning with the flight leader. From the 52nd Maintenance Squadron, Bengalem, Technical Sergeant Michael Foto. From Special Operations Command Europe, Stuttgart, Technical Sergeant Jennifer Bernarducci. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Anthony Fagaldi. From the 65th Security Forces Squadron, Lodges, Technical Sergeant Ryan Friend. From the 496th Air Base Squadron, Maroon, Technical Sergeant Roger Leonard. From the 100th Air Refueling Wing, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Jose Martinez. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Brandon Pelfrey. From the 52nd Maintenance Squadron, Bengalem, Technical Sergeant Alexandria Ransom. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Adam Schiffer. From the 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Alvin Kelly Solana. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Garicol Winter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Cameron Harrington, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from K-Power Flight, beginning with the class leader from the 426th Air Base Squadron, Stavanger, Technical Sergeant Audrey Chavez. And now my flight leader from the 31st Security Forces Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Gregory Long. From the 423rd Communications Squadron, Alconbury, Technical Sergeant Scott Fletcher. From the 48th Component Maintenance Squadron, Lakenwood, Technical Sergeant Stephen Fortin. From the 52nd Operations Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Robert Landon. From the 86th Material Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant William Little. From the 67th Special Operations Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Joseph Milburn. From the 52nd Maintenance Squadron, Spangdahlem, Technical Sergeant Lee Morgan. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Benjamin Pack. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Andrew Speed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Young, and it's my honor to present to you the graduates from Galaxy Flight, beginning with the flight leader. From the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Gregory Felicia II. From the 48th Maintenance Group, Lake and Heath, Technical Sergeant Jason Abigail. From the 21st Operational Weather Squadron, Capone, Technical Sergeant Craig Arsenal. From the Joint Special Operation Air Component Europe, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Amber Austin. From the 31st Force Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Mark Benson Canto. From the Heavy Airlift Squadron, Papa Hungry, Technical Sergeant Toby Christensen. From the 86th Munitions Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Keith Dickman. From the 48th Communications Squadron, Lake and Heath, Technical Sergeant Ricky Flynn. From the 86th Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Dwayne Hatchett. From the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Patrick McNamara. From the 422nd Communications Squadron, Proughton, Technical Sergeant Young Joe Canningill. And lastly, from the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Michael Weddle.
Well, hello again, and good afternoon. I'm Technical Sergeant Oak, and it is my honor and pleasure to present you the graduates from the Mighty Hercules flight, beginning with my flight leader from the 86th Operations Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Jonathan Parker. From the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, E3 Operations, Geilenkirchen, Technical Sergeant Jeremy Brennan. From From the 31st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Ethan Estrada. From the United States Armed Forces in Europe, Band, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant George Father. From the 52nd Security Forces Squadron, Spangal, Technical Sergeant Stephen Hebblethwaite. From the 1st Combat Communications Maintenance Squadron, Capone, Technical Sergeant Rajab Kigembe. From the 100th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Building Hall, Technical Sergeant Veteran Ogramich. From the 569th United States Forces Police Squadron, Logaway, Technical Sergeant Christian Auna. From the 786 Force Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Katie Rasai. From the 48th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Kevin Searles. And finally, from the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Bruce Shetler.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Johnson, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Thunderbolt Flight, starting with the flight leader. From the 606 Air Patrol Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Christopher Talbot. From the 48th Controlling Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Sutanya Allen. From the 422nd Communications Squadron, Craftman, Technical Sergeant Charles Blake. From the 31st Logistic Readiness Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Mark Cheaty. From the 100th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Kevin Hagerman. From the 31st Munitions Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Brandon Hoyt. From the 48th Medical Support Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Doreen E. From the 731st Munitions Squadron, Camp Darby, Technical Sergeant Brett Randall. From the 402nd Intelligence Squadron, East Baden, Technical Sergeant Sean Shoemaker. From the 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Michael Walpole. And from the 435th Security Forces Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Spencer Wallace.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get one more round of applause for our graduates? It's with a heavy heart that we introduced for the last time as Commandant and the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Chief Master Sergeant Tamar Dennis. During her tenure, she has touched the lives of over 1,700 students across youth safety in Africa. The areas she has influenced were not only limited to those in our Air Force, but there were also 20 international students in 5 different countries. Further, Chief Dennis also led the PME charge in 8 different nations across Europe and Africa, where she emphasized the importance of NCO development and trust in the enlisted corps. Lastly, she initiated a partnership with the Ghanaian Air Force to develop their first NCO-led institution. For the last time, as Commandant, Chief Master Sergeant Tamar Dennis.
Thank you, Senior Master Sergeant Piercy, Sergeant Oak, thank you so much. General Zadelas, Colonel Hillman, Chief Bennett, Colonel Kniep, Chief Simmons, Colonel Cooper, Chief Radin. Good afternoon, thank you so much for being here and for supporting this team. Group commanders, chiefs, leaders, friends, and families of our amazing graduates, thank you so much for the energy that you put forth to ensure that they realize the importance of this professional milestone. So thank you so very much for that. Yes, Chief Thornton, thank you so much, sir. Chief Thornton is truly a brother of mine. We go, we've been coming for quite some time now. We started off at Andrews Air Force Base many moons ago, and we're still here. So thank you for your friendship. Thank you and your family for just your continuous bond with the family, with the team, and I'll keep you in the loop. Thank you so much for spending the time with the graduates this morning. You spent your whole afternoon. I know you're busy over there at the AOC, but to take the time to spend with the graduates and just to impart some words of nuggets of wisdom, we appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. Wow. As you can tell, I'm shaking here a little bit, and normally I'm a little bit cooler, but this is my final graduation. And I will tell you that this has been an amazing ride. So to the amazing cadre team, the well-oiled machine that constitutes Kisling cadre team, thank you. Thank you for your outstanding dedication to the Kisling NCO Academy mission. Collectively, you have educated thousands of NCOs across this command. The reward is evident in each and every unit as these NCOs take everything they learn and lead and develop their airmen. Thank you for allowing me to come along for the ride. It has been a fun ride, so thank you. Chief Glasscock, welcome to the team, ma'am. It's awesome. Hang on, it's time to go, but it's an awesome ride, so congratulations to you all. And last but certainly not least, to the class, infamous 17-4, congratulations to you. Today is your graduation day. And as I mentioned to you this morning, it is a day of celebration. This experience should be only the beginning of your educational journey. I challenge you to continuously seek opportunities to develop and grow as leaders. I also challenge you to lead boldly and from the front in your organizations. Robin S. Sharma stated, "Leadership is not about a title or a designation. It is about impact, influence, and inspiration. So be impactful daily. Positively influence those around you daily. And inspire greatness daily." Thank each and every one of you and your family members for your continued service to our United States Air Force. God bless you and have an amazing Air Force Day. Thank you all. Thank you. And Sergeant Chavez, please take control of the class one last time. Thank you.
Class 17-4, 10 cuts! I
Academy's Air Battalion.